Greetings fellow mayors, this is Captain Obvious, and in today's video, we are going to highlight all the glorious things from the Traffic AI Dev Diary. In this particular scene, notice how the yellow car did not swerve while turning, then hit the blue car. It was driving straight, then suddenly turned right and caused an accident. It's just the white car behind it that makes you think that the yellow car lost control while driving too fast when turning. This means that car crashes can be completely random. Now check out this other scene with the white van suddenly swerving recklessly. Now notice the crash physics when the yellow car landed and barely touched the other parked yellow car, yet it made a jump. This makes me believe that the developers intentionally wanted dramatic collisions. I hope there's a traffic accidents frequency bar like the natural disasters bar in Cities Skylines 1. And lastly from this scene, notice how the cars behind immediately stopped after a crash while the pedestrians did not flinch and just kept on walking. So even though the cars behind stopped, in the Traffic AI Q&A, they did say that multiple vehicle pileups are possible. Therefore, it's possible for multiple cars to skid on roads, and this might be due to poor road and or weather conditions. Now imagine multiple 18-wheeler trucks skidding on the highway, and if the crash is severe enough, can vehicles fall off bridges? They did confirm that there can be fire caused by accidents, and you can also crash into buildings. Crash injuries are confirmed and will call for an ambulance, but are fatalities possible during an accident for the driver, passengers, or bystanders? Now I'm going to explain the new and exciting mechanics of the Traffic AI in Cities Skylines 2, and I'm going to share ideas on how to improve your traffic. In Cities Skylines 2, there are 4 pathfinding calculations for a sim to help them decide to get from point A to point B, and it also accounts to their age group. In order, the first pathfinding factor is time. Simply put, a sim or agent will choose the quickest route to their destination, and at most cases, the agent will use highways or roads with the fastest speed limits. Adults value time the most, so they would choose the quickest route. Comfort is the second factor computed into pathfinding. Comfort is defined by taking the smoothest route and is mostly chosen by seniors and wealthy citizens. So if there was a traffic jam at a highway, which is the quickest route, the driver would find an alternate route to go around the traffic to get to their destination. Comfort also computes suitable parking spots and public transportation stops from their origin to their journey's end. Seniors would most likely pay regardless of parking fees just to be closer to their destination. And the third pathfinding calculation is money, which includes fuel usage and potential parking fees. Teenagers have the least money, so they would choose the cheapest option and would most likely take public transportation. Fuel was mentioned, so does this mean that gas stations will be a new game mechanic? Can vehicles run out of fuel and become stuck or abandoned on the side of the road? Will a gas station explode if a vehicle rams through it? Will there be tow trucks or emergency roadside assistance like AAA? So many questions, and on July 17, we will find out in the dev diary of additional city services. A citizen will compute the travel costs of fuel and parking, then compare them to other travel options, which includes walking, to see which options are the quickest, most comfortable, and affordable. So in theory, if you planned your city with a transportation network and spiked up the cost of parking or removed all parking altogether, it may be possible to have a completely trafficless city by forcing all your sims to use public transportation. Take note that there are no pocket cars in Cities Skylines 2. And with this strategy, most vehicles on the road would just be delivery vehicles. In Cities Skylines 1, there is a hack or cheat called Park Life Cheese, and in Cities Skylines 2, this will be referred to as No Parking Cheese. But there are built-in parking lots in buildings, so no parking cheese may not even be possible. However, robbery is also confirmed in Cities Skylines 2, but it was not thoroughly explained, or at least not yet. In Cities Skylines 1, crime takes place in a building, but it does not specify what exactly happened. In Cities Skylines 2, is it possible to have mugging in large crowds, such as a transportation stop, in order to balance the no parking cheese? Regarding money pathfinding computations for delivery vehicles, the cost of resources they transport increases the further away they are delivered. Therefore, selling resources and goods locally is more cost efficient for the companies, as the delivery costs are lower than hauling the cargo to an outside connection. This means that your businesses no longer have to wait for goods delivered from another city and will most likely receive goods from a closer factory, which is a great thing because that never made sense in Cities Skylines 1. This logic also applies to service vehicles. In fact, you can restrict service vehicles to a district. Therefore, my advice on how to plan your city in Cities Skylines 2 is to provide all the city services such as medical, death care, police, fire, and maintenance in one district, and also provide its own industrial factories nearby. So demands does not need to travel across the other side of the map, and it would greatly reduce traffic. And the final pathfinding calculation is behavior. Citizens and delivery vehicles are less likely, but it is still probable to make dangerous decisions such as making U-turns, while service emergency vehicles can make U-turns if necessary. Furthermore, other vehicles will also change lanes to give way to the service emergency vehicle. And speaking of changing lanes, vehicles can switch lanes to avoid blocked lanes due to a traffic accident or traffic jam. Now I am curious if despawning is in Cities Skylines 2. Also, the pathfinding did not mention if weather conditions or climate would affect their decision making. Hopefully, we will find out on August 7 during the Dev Diary of Climates and Seasons. You can now also create new outside connections, and it is not just limited to roads. In this scene, we have electricity outside connection, import, and export, which is interesting. Maybe when you start a city in Cities Skylines 2, you have a power line and don't have to invest in a power plant until you can afford it. Then, when you are generating too much power, you can export your excess electricity, and this may also be possible for water. In this scene, you can also create outside passenger and cargo plane connections, and quite possibly train and ship connections as well. And on your highways, you can have intercity bus, taxi, and the transportation of goods and materials. This means that we can now enjoy all maps. In Cities Skylines 1, there are some maps with just 2 outside connections, and sometimes even just 1, which makes traffic extremely difficult to manage. Regardless of how beautiful the map is designed with just 1 or 2 outside road connections, I've always considered these maps to be terrible to play in due to the extreme traffic in the long run. But that will no longer be an issue in Cities Skylines 2. Alright, time to showcase my Dev 2 predictions, wishlists, and errors that was mentioned in this video. So for fun, this is an ongoing process for each Dev Diary that we will update until release day. In Dev 1, I have updated the car accident variation of crashes to green because it is now confirmed. And here's a recap of all the things in Dev Diary 1 which is yet to be confirmed, such as the infamous Ghost Rider. But I think they're doing that intentionally. So in that case, I'm going to create a montage of the Ghost Rider for all Dev Diaries until release day. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you had fun with me predicting possibilities and adding to the list. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. This is Captain Obvious. Thank you for choosing to fly with Obvious Airlines. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next flight.